Hi guys, this is Sophie. I'm making this video to continue bringing the joy of origami to people during this pandemic. This is especially for a class called Fun Folding that I teach at the Howe Library here in the Upper Valley. I hope you enjoy. Today we're going to be making a star box. So you can see there's a nice green star on the top, and then the other side of the paper shows for the box part. Here's another star box. This has a yellow star with a blue box. And this yellow box was yellow on both sides of the paper, so the whole box is yellow. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to make a box that's pink on one side and blue on the other side. So the star is going to be pink. So we're going to start on the pink side. Start by folding it in half like this. Then you unfold and you fold it in the other direction. Okay, so now you unfold, you flip it to the opposite side, and then you fold it diagonally. And make sure you make the tips very nice and sharp. Then you unfold, and then you fold the other diagonal. Okay, so now you flip the paper over, and you'll see that those four creases that we just made intersect at one point in the middle of the square. So you press at that point, bring these two sides together like this, and then you take this edge and then you just close up the whole model. So now we have this square base, and it's called a preliminary base. You'll have an open end on one side and then a closed end on this side. Then you'll have these two flaps on the two side parts. Okay, so for the next step, you want this open part to be facing towards you, and then you take this edge and you fold it to the middle line. So again, this is the open end. Take this edge and you fold it to the middle line. And you repeat on this side. So now you'll have this kite shape with an open end at the bottom, at the tip of the kite. Okay, so now we'll flip the paper over and we'll make that kite again. And it's helpful to use the back as a guide, because when you fold this part in, you'll see that it'll line up with the back flap. Okay, so the next step is to lift one of these flaps of the kite. We're going to squash fold it, which means that you put your fingers inside, you open it up, and then you squash it symmetrically like this. So you see this line lines up with this line lower on the paper. Then you just flatten that down, and you have a miniature kite, which is different from the kite I was referring to before. And now you do that 3 more times on this side, and then on the 2 on the back. So you flip it, and now these 2 on the back. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we're going to take the model, take this flap, and just shift it to the left as if you're turning the page of a book. Now you flip the model over, and you do the same thing with this side. You take one flap, just one, and you shift it over like turning the page of a book to the left. Okay, so now you'll see we have this solid irregular hexagon, which has 2 creases going through it, plus the middle line. So what we want to do, we want to fold along these 2 creases that already exist. So you take this, just one layer of the paper, you fold along that existing crease, you do the same thing on this side, and now you'll have another kite. Now you'll flip over the paper and do the same thing. Okay, so now the next step is to take this whole flap at the bottom. So this, not this narrow tip, but this part, you fold it up so that it matches with these two corners. So you fold that and fold it very hard. You want a very crisp crease because this crease will play a key role in the final box. Then you unfold. You take one of these tips, just the first layer, and you fold it down as far as it'll go. So it'll look like this. Then you flip it to the other side and do the same thing. And now, like before, like turning the pages of a book, you take one layer and you shift it to the left. And then you take this tip and then you fold it down as far as possible. You flip and you do those same steps. Turn the page and fold the tip down. Okay, so now this is the last step in this model, the inflation step. So you pick it up, you take these two parts, you pull them away from each other, then you get the other two tips, and you lift those, and then you put your fingers inside, like I'm doing, see? And you inflate the box, and note that the opening of the box will be smaller than the actual box itself. Okay, so now we've inflated it, and now just to make it more neat, we can pinch along this square at the bottom of the box, just so it looks as nice as possible. Okay, and then we can take these tips and then fold them down to make sure they don't buckle inwards like this, and then we're done. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for folding with me. And please join me in my next tutorial. Bye!